Hey y'all, Matt here, and we're at the Patriot Open 2018 in South Haven, Mississippi at Latimer Lakes Park. And we're starting off with the Masters in round one. Gary Willoughby teeing off first here on hole 3. In this pin position, they have them going over the pond there. Tee pad's a little bit awkward for the tee shot. Vinnie Miller there going to the right. I think he finishes off into some brush. And there's Chris Wilton, sponsored by 1010 Discs, one of the local disc stores in the greater Memphis area. And Shannon here leaking right, hyzering back towards, and he ends up out of bounds in the water as some of that brush comes up out of the water. So he's teeing off from a drop zone up there and skips off the water onto dry land. Vinny's attempt there, just a little right, skipping off the top of the rim. He just taps out for flow of play. And there's Gary with a good birdie putt. Chris matching that with his own. And we're here on hole A. It's a temporary hole that was put into place after some storm damage on the north course here at Latimer Lakes. There's a north and a south course, and they couldn't quite get the damaged trees cleaned up before the tournament, so they decided to put it all on the south course. Added this temp hole to make it a 21 hole round. Vinny throwing out a good full flex shot there. He'll have a good line of play to the basket, and the basket's just on the other side of those fences there for the ball fields. You see here, I lost sight of Shannon's disc and he didn't make it over the fences to back into inbounds, so that's an out of bounds shot again for him. Chris staying safe, getting up there in range for a birdie attempt. Gary taking no chances of going out of bounds, staying wide right. Vinny with probably the easiest line of play out of all of them.
It is going to be nice. We go home for the holidays.
Nice bid from Shannon.
Good run.
Chris with a good run, just bouncing off the top there. And Vinny and Gary there dropping in birdies on this par 4. And I had a little bit of technical difficulty starting here on the alternate hole 4. My memory card decided to say it didn't like recording, so I lost all the drives on this hole. But that's not too bad. Everybody cards a birdie here. right here, Shannon's measuring for the CTP for this hole. And he misses out on it by just 2 or 3 inches.
Couple inches.
Yeah, it's like.
Hole 5 just plays right out over the wide open. They made this an island hole. And Gary skipping just in on the island. Vinny playing safe there. Chris making full use of that overstable disc. Dropping in safely on the island. And Shannon just getting a little bit turned over. Didn't have enough fade on it to get back in.
Come on.
And here's Gary with a birdie attempt. Just a little bit low. With such a tall guy, you think it's hard to leave something low. He was telling me at one point he was standing 6'6" or so, maybe a little bit taller. As Vinny takes a good birdie and Shannon taps in and Gary taps in his birdie. And my technical difficulties reared their head again on hole 6 here. As I was walking up to catch their upshots, memory card decided to have problems again. And so I ended up having to swap out the micro SD adapter card, and that I determined that was the problem. And once I did that, everything was a-okay. As you can see, this elevated basket here cut into the stump. This tree was taken down by a storm, and the local club worked it out with the parks department. They came out and did some work on it and cut some steps into it, and the club mounted the basket up there for a nice feature basket on this south course. Vinny with a good start. He's 3 under through 4 holes. Here on 7, it's just a very short, straight shot. Very well guarded by a bunch of small trees going downhill. There is danger to the left though. The barbed wire fence that runs along the property line of a subdivision. If you play too much hazard, you can throw it into somebody's backyard. And Gary catching an unfortunate kick off the tree there. Puts him out of bounds. Vinny with a good straight birdie shot there. You can see all the small trees around this basket Makes it really tough if you don't get it very close. And also a lot of these holes that go in between the trees, it's hard packed dirt, so, and roots, so you get a good chance of rollaways and jumps and that sort of thing. Chris taps in his par. And we're on to hole 8. And thanks to Prodigy Disc for being a sponsor behind this tournament. Another short and sweet hole that takes some laser accuracy. Some more mature trees line this short fairway. You'll see people taking a little putter anhyzer shot. Just a good smooth throw and you'll be right down there by the basket. Gary opting for the forehand, hitting the CTP flag. If only that counted for CTP. And Vinny's putting's on fire today. Dropping in another birdie. Shannon failing to convert there. Let's see if Chris can. Couple of tap ins from Chris and Shannon for par to finish out hole 8. Hole 9, this one goes uphill. Very narrow gap right off the tee. In this first round, it's in the left position. You can see the basket up there pretty clearly. And Gary goes left of it. Chris getting up to the top of the hill and skipping along the hard packed ground. Shannon catching one of those trees there, knocking him down. Chris with a good run for his birdie, falling just to the left. And Shannon going just to the right of his the basket for his birdie. Gary leaving it low again. And Vinny, he got a good kick off of something and skidded him right up there underneath the basket. He's just tapping in his par to finish out the hole. Hole 10. Basket's in the right position in round 1. Sitting down on the side of the hill. It's a decently steep slope. All they have to do is just play the hyzer into the hill and they'll have a good looking putt. Chris going a little long there.
Come on.
Nice, Chan.
Chan will be right over there by Chris. And Gary's not letting that brush deter him, taking his birdie putt. Vinny making quick work of that. As does Channon. And Chris said, I can do it too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you started it off, man. That was a great putt.
Hole 11. This is the longest hole of the course. Takes a really good arm to get to this hole on an air shot. You won't see anybody using a roller either. While the park keeps the grass mowed, they don't mow it to putting green standards that you would see on ball golf. Otherwise you could get a good roller laid down and get up there next to the basket.
That'll work.
Everybody on this card will be looking to make a par after their upshots. Vinny putting it up there within 10 feet. And you can see these discs aren't skipping very much. That grass is between 3 and 5 inches long and it's not going anywhere.
Nice, Chris.
And Vinny with the standstill upshot. Drops it right there next to the basket. You can hear the music in the background. Again, this is in a city park, so there's baseball fields and other uses. And they had some sort of little tournament going that day. They're playing some music there in the background. And we're here on 12, the shortest hole of the tournament. Vinny going wide left there, right next to hole 13's tee pad. As you can see, it's a very narrow gap coming down the hill to the basket. Lots of trees to hit, kick off of, getting your way on your putt. Hole looks pretty easy, but it's not as simple as it looks. And you see Quillen having to navigate around some trees. Gary does too, straddling out to try to get a good lane on the putt. Chris just stopping a little short there, keeping him from going any further downhill. Gary coming back up, just a right side chain as Quillen finishes out. Chris clears out real quick.
Darn.
And Gary finishing up hole 12 for us. Well, y'all, thanks for watching. Come check out the back half of round 1 of the 2018 Patriot Open. You'll see some more action, a lot of good shots from Vinnie Miller and the rest of the crew. Thanks for watching.